Good evening, friends, and welcome. It's Kit Crush Wednesday, and I'm Lisa Maynard. I'm so glad that you've joined me tonight. I'm going to wait a couple minutes and wait for a couple people to hop on and make sure you can find me. And this week, we missed last week. I had some technical difficulties with my streaming program, but I've got that figured out now. So in any event, this week, Valentine's Day is Friday. So we are going to look at some Valentine's cards. And this is from the January kit, the Paper Pumpkin kit, Hearts for You. So we're going to do that. And I see a couple people have joined in, and thank you for joining as always. I so much appreciate it. So without further ado, actually, before I do that, this camera is being weird again. So we're going to make sure that we get it the way it's supposed to be. And I believe it is now. There we go. I don't think so. Hold on just a minute. We're going to make sure we've logged out. So hold on, friends. Give me just one more second. We're going to get back into this thing, and we're going to add a camera to this. So there we go. We're back in. Oh, goodness. It's a little crazy when things don't go the way they're supposed to. And so bear with me. This is all, part of the process of going live. And I'm not sure that we are still right, but we're gonna turn the camera around. We're gonna see what we got. And then we're going to fix this because it is not right. So there's my messy room, and there we go. And we're back, and we're getting this back in place. Oh, holy cow. See, that's what happens when I'm gone for a week. So in any event, there we go. We're hooked up. All right. These are the cards. These are the cards that I made with this kit. It's amazing. It's super, super fun. It's not just for Valentine's Day, but we're going to make three of these cards. This one, Love You, and we're going to put all these hearts on here, but it's going to be super simple. We also have You're My Favorite with some, with this popped up. We're going to do some stamping, and we've got some nice champagne colored foil on here. And then the Celebrate Love with another nice champagne kind of foil popped up, Celebrate Love. So these can absolutely, and then nice envelopes, these can absolutely be for Valentine's Day, but they don't have to just be for Valentine's Day. So I'm going to set these aside, and we're going to pull in the kit. I'm going to put that kind of right there so the glare isn't. And we're going to pull in the kit, and we're going to open it just like I always do to show you what's in it. I've already prepared some of the card parts tonight. Now we've got our insert, which I love these. It's the Hearts for You. Shows all the stamps that are going to be in your kit. We've got the instructions, which are absolutely awesome. We have our stamp spot, the Real Red. That's a really great color. We have some red baker's twine that we're going to use, but I've already got that pre-cut. We have our stamp set. I've got a couple of these already on some clear blocks. We also have some little embellishments, heart-shaped little embellishments with our little glue dots we're going to use, and our Stampin' Dimensionals, which we're going to use. And then we have these awesome stickers that are champagne colored, and we're going to use some of those. So I'm going to set those over here. Then we go into our elements of our cards. We've got a layering piece. We've got another layering piece, sentiment pieces. Here's some more sentiment pieces that we're going to be using. Again, more layering pieces here, just like that. More layering pieces. There's a lot to these cards, so we're not going to mess around. And then our card bases and our card envelopes. So that's what comes in your kit. There's a lot of parts and pieces to this one. So with that, I'm going to put this stuff that I don't need away, move it over here, and I'm going to bring in our first card. So this is the card we're going to be creating first. I'm going to go ahead and fold this in half and burnish it with my bone folder. just like I always do. And this is going to be a landscape card. So we're going to do it this way. Now we've got many parts and pieces. Like I said, this is the twine that's going to go around the card. And then we are also going to stamp our sentiment, and we are going to stamp on this part of the card. This is a layering piece. So we're going to go ahead and set that over here. We're going to bring these two elements in because we're going to do some stamping. And let me go ahead and pull in my ink pad, which I'm going to go ahead and use my full-size one just for ease. So it's just easier for me, but obviously it comes with a stamp spot. So let's go ahead and do that when you're using your kit. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to stamp the sentiment. Now, as you know, I like to line my sentiment up. Let me scoot that up here so you can see. I like to line my sentiment up with my grid lines on either my paper, my grid paper, or on my glass mat here. And it just happens to be the glass mat tonight. Let's get that a little bit more straight for the camera. Now I'm going to go ahead and ink up my stamp, get it nice and inked up. And we're going to put this right in the middle of this. You're my favorite. Let's make sure that's nice and inked up. And that looks pretty good. That might be a little cockeyed because I can't be right over it. So I'm doing it from afar. It's a little cockeyed, but it's fine. It is completely fine. Let's go ahead and set that over there. And then we're going to come in and we're going to stamp some hearts with our little cute little heart stamp. We're going to stamp 3 hearts onto this layering piece. Now, as you can tell, there were a couple hearts here that I punched out. Those came with these white little holes, which you're going to see the underneath part of the card through. So that's kind of cool. So we're going to stamp 3 hearts. We're going to put one right about here. And make sure your heart stamp is inked up really well. And we're going to stamp one over on this little pink heart just a little bit, this little light colored pink heart. And then, and I got some ink on that, but don't fear, that's going to be covered up because I touched my ink pad. And we're going to put one right about there, just like that. So let me go ahead and get those out of the way, clear this up, and get that out of the way. And I'm going to have to grab my wonderful chamois and get that ink off my finger before we do any more with this card. Okay, there we go. Now, don't worry about that. That's going to be covered up. We're going to cover it up, whether it should be covered up or not. Now, we're going to turn this over and we're going to add some Stampin' Dimensionals to the back of this so that we can pop this onto our card. Now, the instructions say to just go around the edge and just do it on the edge. I like to make sure that this is going to be nice and secure on my card. So I'm going to do one right in the middle also and on both sides. So we're going to go ahead, and before we add this to the card, we are going to tie this twine, the baker's twine, around the card and make a bow on the right hand side. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to start with a little extra twine over on this end, and I'm going to bring this around like so, wrap that around, and make sure that I've got enough twine to tie my bow. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to slip this down a little bit, get it in line with my Stampin' Dimensionals like so. Now I'm going to go ahead and start to tie this. I'm going to turn it sideways. It just works easier for me, friends, if I turn it sideways to tie it. You want to get it pretty tight so that it's tight on the card. I'm going to go ahead, place my finger there, loop that around, and we're going to try and tie a bow if I can grab that. Sometimes it's hard with my fingernails. Now that's pretty loose, so let's go ahead and do that again. That didn't turn out as well as I had hoped, so let's try that one more time. I'm going to actually, because this side is longer, and you'll find this with tying bows, I have a hard time sometimes. Because I have to loop it around I'm going to use the longer end of the twine to make my bow. And there, that's much better. Now, before I do anything else, before I adjust that bow or anything, let me show you a little trick. I'm going to flip this over and I'm going to get my twine where I want it. And I'm going to take a piece of Scotch tape and I'm going to place that right over that twine, and that is going to hold it in place on my card so that it doesn't move from now on. So now, then I can go ahead and flip that back over and adjust my bow like I want it as far as the length of the tails. And let's find my trusty little, my trusty little scissors, which I'm going to grab right here. Paper snips, and we're going to come in and we're going to trim these off about right there and about right there. And that's perfect. So get rid of that. There we go. Now that we've done that, now we're going to attach this part to our card. Let's take off the backs of the Stampin' Dimensionals, what we just put on. This card I'm doing first because this is the one that takes the longest. And like I said, there's lots of parts and pieces to these cards, so they're super fun to make. They're not as quick as other kits you've had in the past or other cards you've done in the past, but that doesn't mean they're any less fun. It just takes a little bit longer to put them together. So we're going to center this up and down, side to side, give that a nice little press right there. Perfect. And then we're going to go ahead and put some Stampin' Dimensionals on the back of that because we stamped that and I didn't want to do that with dimensionals on the back of it. So we're going to go ahead and put 3 dimensionals on this one because we like to have those just the way they're supposed to be. And I'm going to add the sentiment. Usually I do that last, but you can add it at any time. And because on this card I made that boo-boo with that ink, I'm going to bring that sentiment down a little bit lower than I normally would just to cover that up. Now, let me move that just a bit. That's a little bit. Now, if you'll notice on the card that I made before, it's not as far down, but on this one I brought it down just a little bit farther and covered up that little ink splatter that we had there. So, or touching the ink. Now, fun part, we're going to bring in some of our foil elements, and we're going to go ahead and grab one of these outlines of these hearts. Super easy to take off of here. And we're going to place one right about here. Looks like a good place for one. And then we're going to go ahead and grab another smaller heart, like so, and place it right about in here. Just like that. Now our final piece, not our final paper piece, is this wonderful pink heart that has some foil on it. And we're going to come in and that's got Stampin' Dimensionals on it, and we're going to put it right about like there. So look at all the layers of that card. Isn't that just gorgeous? So fun, and so pretty. And our final part of doing this is we're going to go ahead. I'm going to grab these out of here, find my take your pick tool, and we're going to add some of these pink embellishments to our card. So let's go ahead and put one up here. My little sticky part of that is getting a little worse for wear. So I'm going to pull that up a little bit and I'm going to get some new. So it's a little bit more sticky. All right. And then another one right here and right here. I think these are just so cute and so fun. Again, like I said, you could do these for Valentine's Day. Obviously, if you don't have the kit, you're not going to be able to do them for Valentine's Day. But if you subscribe to Paper Pumpkin, you can always get the refills, and you can make them for any occasion. Birthdays, just because, you know, anything. So there we go. There is our first card. You're my favorite. And look at how cute that is. Super cute. So on to the next, right? On to the next card. So we're going to bring this one in Here is our red card base. Now this is going to be up and down, so I'm going to go ahead and burnish this like we always do with our bone folder, just like so. And I have actually prepared all of these for this card, so we don't have to do any of that. That's already been done for us. So with our first layer is going to be this awesome little layer. This is the heart. And we're going to go ahead and put that on the card. Take off the backing of our Stampin' Dimensionals. I'm not sure why that keeps flipping in and out, friends. I don't know. Yeah, I really like the gold foils on this. Okay, so we're going to place this. Hopefully that's about even up and down and across. And then I've already put the Stampin' Dimensionals on the back of this gold foiled heart. I cut one of these in half. One goes here and one goes here. So when you're following the directions, make sure that you pay attention to that, because that we don't want the dimensional to show through, but we need a little pop there, and we need something to adhere it. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to layer this right over the top of that red heart. And so we can see the red showing through. And that looks pretty good from my perspective. Right like that. Pops it up super nicely. And then on our sentiment, Celebrate Love, I've already put the two mini glue dots on there. We're going to come in and take the backings off of these. And this is going to adhere right to that foil that we just put on that card. And let's get that off of there. And I'm going to pick that up. And we're going to center this right across, right about here. Just like so. That looks pretty good. Give it a little press. And then to finish this card off, again, with some of these very cute and stuck to my glass mat is this heart. We're going to flip that over, hopefully get it off my finger. And go ahead. We're going to pick a different one up. We're going to leave that one just right there because I don't want to mess with it and have it not come off. And then we're going to put 3 of these little embellishments on this card, just like so. Turn that like right about there. And there we have it, friends. Look at how cute that is. Celebrate Love with those hearts. Super, super cute. Love, love, love that. Now, on to the final card. I know I'm going quickly, but there's, like I said, there's a lot of parts and pieces to these cards. And with this one, we have lots of parts to adhere. So that's going to take a little bit of time. Now, I've already stamped the sentiment, and all the parts and pieces, including the little bow, are ready to go. So we are going to go ahead and fold this in half and then burnish it just like we do with our bone folder. Now, if you can see on this card, and I don't know if you can really see, there's an outline of where these hearts go. And again, I don't know if you can really see that. There's a shadow, but it's a very faint pink line. Now, we're going to adhere how we made all of these hearts on this one is a line of hearts. So all of these already have the Stampin' Dimensionals on the back of them. And I'm going to go ahead and start adhering those in a line to our card base. And we are going to follow this outline of these hearts. And we're going to make sure, or try to make sure, that we get them lined up and cover those little outlines, those little pink outlines. And then we're going to have this wonderful popped up hearted card base, which is just so fun. And I hope I'm not getting my head in the way. We've got 4 more to go. I know this isn't the most exciting part of the card, but look at how cute and fun this is turning out with just a simple popped up cutout version. And let's get that piece of that off of there. We've got 3 more. I could have adhered some of these to begin with, but I wanted to show you the outline beforehand and just how really actually simple this is to do. And so again, I've prepped all these. It's super, super easy to put the dimensionals on here. They just add so much to the card. And we're going to do one right about there. And then our final layer right here. Boom, boom, and take that off. And I'm just flicking them over here to my right. You don't need to see that little mess. And then put these right about here. And there we have our card base. Line of hearts. Super cute. Love it. So much fun. Now, we are going to come in here with these layers. And this layer has Stampin' Dimensionals on it, which is going to go on this layer. And then this layer has the mini glue dots, which we're going to adhere to that. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to go ahead and pull these off really quick here. Just like so. And yes, this is a bit longer of a live, but these cards are so much fun and there is a little bit more detail to them. So we're going to put that on there. You could also adhere this to your card base before so that you didn't have to fight those Stampin' Dimensionals on that extra piece, but this is working just fine. It's not a problem, except for the backings attacking me there. All right, get those out of the way. Bring this in, and we're going to center this right about here. I want it in between those two hearts. And I want it right about there. Right about there. That looks like it is in the middle. Now, we're going to go ahead and bring our champagne stickers back in, and we're going to take the love sticker this time. Just be careful when you're taking the love off. You know, they are, oops. They are pretty strong, but again, they will tear. And I'm going to go ahead and stick the L down first, and then gently put my love so it looks like it's pretty straight. And then love, and then we're going to come in with the U, take the backing off, and those are really liking to stick to me. And we're going to put the U right about there so it pops up again. Now I'm going to take a mini glue dot here from my little stash that was given to me in my kit. And I'm going to put one on the back of this bow, just like so. And take the backing off of that. Hopefully it's stuck to the twine. There we go. And then this is going to go right about here, just like that. Love you with the heart. There we go. Super, super cute. That is, I believe, let me see, make sure. Yes, that is all that's on that. We don't have any little embellishments or anything. The bow and the love is what it is. Now, a fun thing you can do, which your instructions tell you to do, if you wanted to on the backs of these cards, you can go ahead and come in, because there's so many extra hearts, and use some of these as a seal on the back of it. Just put a little foil heart over this when you seal it, and that would be super, super cute. So again, let's bring in these cards. There's the Love You, Celebrate Love, and the You're My Favorite. How super fun. These were so much fun to make. And I love, probably the best part for me is the little heart embellishments. I just think they're so cute. And the foil. So with that, let me turn this around. There we go. And thank you for joining me tonight. I'm sorry it went a little long and we had some little technical difficulties. But again, thank you for joining me. I want to let you know that my February workshop is on the 22nd, and registration will close a week from this Monday. So that would be the 17th. next Monday, registration closes. You will not be able to order any of the extra kits past this Wednesday. So if you want to order any of the extra additional kits that you can add on to that registration, you need to do that before Wednesday. So with that, thank you for tuning in. I'll put the link to the refills in the comments, and I'll also put the link to my workshop in the comments. And next week, we'll take another look at one of the other new kits that Stampin' Up! Has come out with. And they're coming out with new kits every week, so, or every month. So that's pretty fun. So with that, thank you, friends. I appreciate every one of you, and we'll see you next week. Bye.